Welcome back. So today it finally happened. We've been waiting for the Genius Bill vote to happen in the Senate, and it finally did pass. Here's the thing. It passed with flying colors. 68 senators voted yes, and now we are ready to go to the House. Except there's a little asterisk. I don't think a lot of people have been talking about that the House has their own stablecoin bill called Stable. So now there's going to be some kind of compromise or contention or negotiation going on, because the Stable bill was proposed by these House members, and the Genius Act was proposed by some Senate members. So we'll see what happens. But this big thing that we've been waiting for did happen, so that's good. Now, I was doing a little research. What's the difference between Stable and Genius? Okay, they're both in favor of allowing stable coins to prosper. Both are trying to foster innovation, and I saw Scott Bessent talk about how stable coins, they are going to be important. He sees by the end of the decade we have over 3.7 or 3.9 trillion dollars in stables. But why that's important to him is he believes that, as the private sector, as private companies embrace stables, guess what? Stables are backed by dollars, aka treasuries. So he believes that the more companies that embrace stable coins, the better it is for the dollar, the better it is for treasuries and how they can make a lot of money from it. I don't know what he means by that, but he did say it's good for treasuries, which is aka dollars, good for crypto overall, and also everything else that comes with it. So that's like his main motivation why he thinks it's good. Obviously Trump and others also want to push this because stablecoin regulation also does help crypto overall. It does separate things. It makes things a little bit more clear in terms of defining certain crypto, whether they're securities or not, and staking, and who could issue it. What about the chains? What if they're foreign entity, U.S. entity? There are a lot of considerations, right? So how the Stable Act is different, or the bill is different than the Genius bill. A few things, but the gist of it is anything under the Stable Act deems that any company that issues a stable coin needs to be federally regulated and needs to be compliant. Okay, there are certain requirements that are required for them, more compliance requirements, which makes it a little bit harder for, I guess, smaller issuers to innovate and survive. So the bigger ones, obviously, like Tether and Circle and Ripple, PayPal, they'll probably, they have no problems. But smaller ones will. Where the Genius Act is really allowing issuers, giving them a choice if they want to be federally regulated or regulated by stateside based on their market cap, 10 billion, that's the cutoff, which is a little weird. But anyways, and then they don't require as much federal compliance. So that's the difference. So it seems like the Stablecoin Act or the Genius Act is a little bit more lenient and fosters more innovation with smaller issuers versus the Stable Act, which is more like almost like making issuers into a bank, right? Although FDIC insurance is not part of it, which is kind of weird, even though they're going through federal compliance. So that's kind of difference. But overall, it's a win. And it seems like both sides, left and right, both want some kind of stablecoin act. So whether it's Genius or Stable or a combination of the two together, it's a win for crypto. That's how I see it. It's a win for crypto. So that happened today. What else happened today? Well, more escalation of the war, obviously, right? That's the reason why Bitcoin went down. A lot of alts went down. The U.S. market went down. Just fears about the market overall because of the war. Trump said he may be escalating things. He's demanding unilateral, what do you call it? Not truce, but resignation. Basically, he wants Iran to pull out of the war. I can't think of the term, but you guys know what I mean, right? So basically, he's demanding that Iran stops and gives up, right? Or the U.S. may be forced to take action. And you know, that's the thing. A lot of people don't want this action. Even though the G7, it seems like, condemns Iran and does not want them to get a nuke, and Israel certainly doesn't want to get them to get a nuke. The U.S. doesn't want to get them, let them get a nuke. But a lot of people on the other side are saying, why? Why can't they get one? Why can't they defend themselves, right? It's a whole mess, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm just picking up pieces. So basically, Trump is demanding they give up, or the U.S. may be pulled into this. And I don't think anyone wants to be pulled into this. There's no one in the U.S. And I hear all the news outlets, the pundits, the podcasters, all the people speaking out. I haven't heard one person come out and say that, yeah, we should go into this war. We should be pulled into this war. No, everyone is saying that we should mind our own business. We got our own problems here, okay? We got a lot of problems here that we need to solve economically and also not economically. There's so much going on in this nation that we need to solve ourselves. We need more unity. We need less fighting, and there's a whole lot of that. And plus, all the tariff situation, consumers are not spending as much. Our bond market is not doing so good, right? Our dollar is crashing. There are a lot of things happening here that we need to solve. We don't need to be pulled in another war. So that's the consensus. I haven't heard, again, anyone say, well, this is a good thing, let's get pulled in, right? So hopefully this de-escalates and finishes sooner or later. I mean, even though the U.S. market went down, it didn't crash. So I do believe Wall Street still thinks that this could be ended quickly, not going to be a multi-year war like Ukraine and Russia. That's how I interpret it. Otherwise, I think the U.S. market would crash a lot more. But knock on wood, we'll see what happens tomorrow. And overall, that's just what happened. Bitcoin is holding at 104. It dipped down to 103, 104. Again, just a level that we were at just a few days ago. So it's unfortunate that we weren't able to claim 110 and beyond. But we fell back down, and alts unfortunately got a little bit weaker. But Bitcoin remains strong. There are still so many that are loading up. I saw one of the biggest banks in Spain, BBVA, now is advising their wealth clients to put up to 7% of their portfolio in Bitcoin. And we still have a lot of companies loading up, right? So it goes to show you this movement, this ideology of Bitcoin is only growing. It's not stopping. Even with war, even with macro scariness, even with a lot of FUD, the ideology of Bitcoin is growing and more people are coming in. And it's just one of those situations. We just have to wait and be patient and let the gains come back. Right? That's it. That's really it. All right, guys. There's a lot more, but I'm going to keep this video short. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Nope. 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye-bye.